We're live right now.
No! Whoa, you trickster.
Pulled that on you. Fast one.
Oh,
Didn't see it coming, did you?
you cheeky wee McGregor.
Cheeky wee McGregor.
Yep.
Like, isn't that McGregor from fucking Peter Rabbit?
No, it's like a CBeebies show about a dude in a garden.
Oh.
Like a gardener.
What, and talks to the garden? No, the plants. No, the vegetables. Is it? Mr. Why are we doing this?
Mr. Bloom's nursery.
Yeah, there you go. Why have you been watching that, or when did you watch that?
I haven't been watching it. I have seen it before, and I did like it when he called someone a cheeky wee McGregor.
Well, there you go.
I've been using it for about 10 years now, I would say. Not claiming it as my own, nor clarifying otherwise. So make of that what you will.
Gas, that's what I think of it, buddy. All right.
Oh, well, fair play. All right.
Probably some sort of podcast, isn't it? Yeah.
We'll do a pod. Let's do a pod.
Yeah. All right. Go on then.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 225. My name is Alex, and I'm joined, as ever, by my very good friend, Ash. Hey, buddy. How you doing there?
Hey, buddy. As always, feeling good on a Wednesday, yeah. Sparkling thoughts give me the hope to go on. Of course they do.
They do.
Had a couple of weeks off here, buddy. It's been nice. Just been, doing whatever, really, I guess. Mainly being on holiday, which has been good.
You've just been holidaying about. You've been on your holiday.
Indeed, again.
Famously known.
It is famously known as that,
Yeah.
We've got so many colloquialisms, is it? Is that a word?
No, but that's fine. That can be another one.
I
don't
feel
see
like
why not.
it is some kind of word, or I'm saying it completely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to help you across the line.
No, that's fine. I don't need your help anyway.
No, of course.
No, obviously.
Clearly.
So, obviously,
you're beyond help, if anything.
Yeah,
so.
If anything, I am beyond help. Yeah, you're right. So, yeah, I've been on holiday. I went down to the southwest, down to Cornwall, to Padstow. I stayed in Padstow. It was lovely.
Lovely part of the world.
It is. It's gorgeous. Can't knock it there. We went over the bank holiday weekend, and in England, the weather was very good. I know. Yeah, it was lovely, buddy.
Gibbon.
So yeah, the weather was good over the bank holiday weekend. So obviously we went to the beach. We went to Harlyn Bay, but I couldn't say it, so I called it Hyrule Bay from then on.
Very nice.
Obviously. Yep. And definitely. Yeah, lovely beach. Lots of people surfing, doing bodyboards. And sorry, we've just got a question in the chat. The fuck's wrong with your faces?
Oh, hello.
Now, I don't know if that's a classic remark from before, but
I think it's too much of a coinky dink to be anything else, buddy. We've got ourselves a long-term listener here.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who the hell this person is.
Welcome to the party
I
anyway.
can barely read their name because it's got lots of numbers in it, and I'm not young enough to understand what they mean.
Well, at the end of the day, pull yourself up to the hearth in your comfy chair with your smoking jacket and bubble pipe, and listen to the tales of Padstow and beyond. Is what I would say for anyone listening.
Back to Padstow, Hyrule Bay, buddy. Yeah, did some surfing. Well, I didn't. My son had some surfing lessons there. He got to stand up and stuff. I was like, "Go on, son, you legend."
Nice.
Yeah, it was good for bodyboarding. It was rather cold in the sea. Not too bad actually, yeah. But we did have wetsuits to put on when we were in there for a length of time, so that was good, yeah. We went obviously into Padstow itself, and we took the ferry across to Rock because otherwise it would have taken about half an hour to drive, whereas the ferry takes about 2 minutes.
Nice.
I thought that was a good shout. While we were there, buddy, I mentioned to the missus that the Sharps Brewery is just up here. Maybe we should we can go and investigate. And I don't know how, but she went along with it, so that was good. Didn't have a tour because you had to book in for all of that shit. But there was one of the nicest pubs I have ever been in. It was quite swanky, but rustic. Rustic swank, I'd call it. And had I had a pint of their 6-hop IPA. It was lovely, and a pint of their Pilsner. Also, very lovely as well, buddy.
They got some good beers of Old Sharps.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Atlantic. I like that one. It's not too bad. Gibbons, does the job, buddy. So
fucking sweet little place, and famous for two things. One of them, of course, Sharps Brewery. Yeah. The other one being the only place I ever had a Calippo Sport. So
what is a Calippo Sport, buddy?
I'd never seen them before. I haven't seen them since, but it was a citrusy Calippo with small fizzy bits embedded in it.
Oh no! I think I'm trying to think of. Is it like in a little tubby thing with a?
No, it was Calippo shaped. It was. I remember it well, buddy. It was blue, dark blue, sort of navy color. It had stars on it and like a sort of rainbow racing stripe. I did actually track down an image of one once on the internet, but yeah, there you go. That's a little fact about rock for you. You're welcome.
Nice. But there's also a lovely beach there where we were playing cricket on. That was good fun. Kids loved it. We all got involved, to be honest. It was well good. What else did we do? Went to Tintagel, I think it's called, isn't it? Yeah, wherever it is. Where King Arthur's castle or whatever it was, and I don't know, some folklore and what have you. But we did see Merlin's cave. Went in it. That was nice. My youngest daughter, we were on about where we were going that day, and I was like, oh yeah, we're going to the wizard's cave, like with Merlin the wizard. She was like, oh mummy, we're going to a lizard cave. I'm like, oh okay. Lizard cave. I'm like, no, wizard. So she was like, a lizard wizard. I'm like, yes, Merlin the lizard wizard.
Best kind of wizard.
Yeah, he's the lizard wizard Merlin from now on. Yeah. So yeah, that was cool. Not so cool is the fact that it cost 40 quid.
Shit.
So it's run by the English Heritage, and it was like £40 for a family ticket to get in there.
Given.
On my way in to buy the ticket, some nice chappie was like, well, if you join today, you don't have to pay. I was like, I like the sound of that. What else do I get if I join your whatever cult this is? I'm a big fan of the cults.
Cult famous.
Yeah. I'm white power and all that. Apparently, that's a thing. I don't really know.
That's them.
I thought this was what I was signing up for.
Yeah. So castles and cleansing. It's their slogan. So yeah.
So yeah, I was talking to the dude. He gave me a map with all the fucking hundreds and hundreds of places that we can go for free. I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. It ended up costing me, I think it's like £8 a month now. I'm like, that's 80.
Time to go to some castles.
£96 a year, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I saved 40 quid, but spent £96. But like you say, I can fucking castle the shit out of it now.
We've got castles coming out the wazoo, buddy. So you're going to make that back in no time.
That's what I thought. Over time.
Shrewd
it'll pay
for
itself,
if anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
It was a 5-hour drive down there and back. Coming back on, I think it was the M5. We had to do a mandatory pit stop for obviously kids needing the toilet. Pulled into the service station. Like 15 minutes later, like the wife takes the kids in, goes for a wee, and gets some chips. I'm like, sweet, you got some chips. We come back out of the service station, and there was nothing on the motorway. I was like, fucking, what's going on? Is there like a zombie apocalypse or something?
Shit.
It was the strangest thing. Obviously, there'd been a big fucking accident, like, whilst we were in the service stations, like 100 meters before the service station. So I was like, fucking sweet. Easy ride home now, buddy. There's no traffic. So that was nice of someone to do that for me.
Yeah, I mean, rest in peace, but, thanks for,
thanks.
cutting a hole in the old fucking traffic there.
Beautiful. Yeah, Gibbons. So obviously, a hell of a lot of drinking, a lot of daytime drinking happened, which obviously I'm a big fan of. And evening drinking, watched a load of shitty films, a load of chick flick films, watched Pretty Woman like you do. That was good. Watched some kids films, watched the new Aladdin. That was okay. I'd say it was fine. It was Aladdin at the end of the day. I knew what happened. More drinking, and we only had 1 day of rain, so that was pretty good as well. The weather was lovely.
That's good shit.
And what we had, what's his name? Stein's fucking fish and chips down there. They were okay.
Oh yeah.
Went to a different fish and chip shop around the corner another day. That was better. Obviously had the standard Cornish pasty. That was banging. Had seafood medleys, all sorts of tasty treats, buddy. It was all in all, buddy, a great holiday had by one and all.
Very nice, buddy.
Gibbon. So, obviously came back, had the weekend. Saturday night was spent streaming 4 hours of Sea of Thieves whilst I pounded booze. That was interesting. Did good there. About 1 o'clock in the morning, my game suddenly quit. I was like, what? Oh, my game's crashed. And this was at the point where I was handing in like every single bit of loot that we had collected over the past 4 hours. And my game crashed. I was like, oh, what the fuck's going on? And then I realised that my fucking Xbox Game Pass had lapsed. So I was
shit.
I was like, oh, you cunts. Like, didn't get a pop-up warning or anything, which was quite annoying. So I frantically tried to use the Xbox website just to sign up for another month. Couldn't find out how to. Ended up just going to CD Keys and buying a 3-month subscription to nice. Xbox Ultimate or whatever it is. So I think I'm on your Xbox One, so you can have my Xbox Live if you want to use it, bud. It's
nice.
It's there for you.
For gold and shit.
Yeah, there you go.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you can have all the games for gold as well. There you go, buddy. And then, for some reason, I've been playing a lot of MMOs this week as well. Somehow, I don't know how that's happened. I kind of got talked into it by someone, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. Obviously, getting the most out of my PC in that honeymoon stage. And finally, buddy, for some reason, I listened to our 100th episode the other day. Just was like, I wonder what that one was like. And it was really good. I enjoyed it a lot.
That's going back a while. Very nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was good. So, sorry about the waffleage, obviously. I had a lot to say. A couple of weeks off, being out and about, doing bits and bobs. So what about you, buddy? What have you been up to? Anything good?
Well, as I sit here listening to
me waffle
1994 CD of Van Morrison, A Night in San Francisco Live, which, of course I am. And
does the job.
Yeah. Fucking one of the greatest artists of our time. And sipping on a beautiful can of Camden Pale, buddy.
What? We're not at that stage yet, buddy.
We are. I'm just going for it. What are you drinking this evening? I'm on the fucking Camden Town Brewery Camden Pale Ale. It's
beautiful.
It's a pale ale. It's pale and interesting, featuring assorted hops, including Pearl Citra and Simcoe, with a California ale yeast. So, what are you drinking, buddy?
I mean, firstly, that sounds bloody lovely.
It's a beautiful beer. It really is a beautiful beer.
I am on the Rheinbacher Premium Pilsner, and it is actually brewed in accordance with the German purity law. So that means only virgins are allowed to brew this beer.
I was going to say, being a German purity law, it's important to specify exactly what that involves, and I'm glad you did, because you can get the wrong end of the stick there if you weren't careful.
It's true.
So yeah, I haven't been up to very much at all, to be honest, buddy.
With the German purity, were you going Nazis with that?
No, I wasn't going to touch it.
Okay,
no.
just checking.
Doing well.
Yeah.
No. I've not been up to that much, buddy, to be honest. Had a barbecue at friend of the podcast, Paul's. That was good fun. Enjoyable barbecue in the sunshine. Soulshine, if you will. That was fun. It's been lots of sport. It's been good to have the Formula One back. Although slightly
sad
somber
times,
affair.
obviously.
Yeah, it's fucking like devastating fucking tragedy in Formula 2, which really
absolutely crazy. I watched it, and there were so many things that went wrong.
Yeah,
going up to for that to happen. It was
the 5 worst things that could happen all happened in a row for that incident to actually.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
I've never seen anything like it. But yeah.
Like obviously, like really sad to lose a driver like that, and always like mega shocking in a sport that is, despite its stupid levels of speed, is relatively safe, or as safe as you can kind of make it at this point.
Yeah,
I'm sure that they'll thoroughly investigate. And shout out to Chain Bear on YouTube, who's a real good YouTuber for Formula One news and also understanding. Does a lot of videos on the mechanics of things. Did a very tasteful piece on exactly what happened, why it happened, and that was really good without sort of glorifying it or showing
or morbid curiosities and things like that. Yeah, it was just
So a bit of YouTube on the go as well. And then, recent weekend where the Mrs. family headed down, we went to our favourite Turkish restaurant, buddy, Zorba, which is, I don't know if
is that where Declan was?
It's number one in the town.
Is it number one? Declan?
Declan went to Zorba. Yeah. It was, it's fucking sweet. They do a beautiful fucking hot mix starter, and then, proper meze sort of shit is beautiful. So, that was cool. That was a good day, culminating in a trip to the park to go on the swings, and then drinking till sort of 2-3 in the morning with the missus's uncle, which culminated in him kind of starting on a kid on the way home who turned out to be a GB boxer, who challenged the missus' uncle to an arm wrestle outside the range near the station, which the missus' uncle won, age 68.
There you go.
So, I mean, arm wrestling and boxing, they aren't the same sort of thing, but it was
still fitness levels and strength.
Hugely embarrassing. We got out of there pretty pronto. So yeah, that was cheeky, buddy. I've been playing a fair old few games, so that's quite nice. I've got some good shit to talk about. The only other thing I've been doing is working on my Dynatron, which is not a metaphor. It'd be a bizarre one if it was, but been fixing up the old hi-fi system I got off my granddad,
nice,
like the 1950s. I've gutted the whole thing out. I've got like the wood cut now for the middle portion of it, and been eyeing up some laptop power supplies to run some sort of stupid elaborate lighting and fan rig in the bottom of that case.
You do
mounting some sort of preamp turntable on top and having my own sort of jukebox-esque record player. I'm considering, buddy, buying a sort of cheap car stereo CD player and fitting that in the base of it as well. So I've got like a CD player in there. I don't know why I'd do that.
I'm confused.
It's something that I could do.
Because you could do it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Why the fuck not?
That's why that might happen.
It's as it is. It's my body, and I do what I want.
Yeah, exactly. So pretty pleased with the Dynatron. Got rid of all the fucking 1950s electronics from inside it, and
fuck that shit.
Finding a turntable that will fit in the case at this point, which is easier said than done. But it'll happen.
That's a nice little project you got going on there, buddy. I like the sound of it.
Enjoying it.
Yeah,
it's nice to have something on the go in it. It's So I haven't got a garden, so I had to turn to the hi-fi unit and made the decision that I won't be using Bluetooth to transmit that sound, because that kind of defeats the object of running a turntable and playing vinyl.
That's true.
Converting it to a digital signal and sending it to a digital soundbar, maybe not. So so that's me, buddy. The topic for this week, of course, is video games.
There it is.
I've been playing some. You've been playing some, and we have a whole horde of news, as well as what I kind of sort of tentatively describe as dipping a slight toe into some sort of perhaps golden release time, buddy. So
Don't know about that.
Let's get this fucking show on the road, and let's go and talk about what we've been playing. So do you want to kick things off, buddy? What have you been playing over the little break that you've had?
Right. When I got back, there was a game on Game Pass. People were kind of hyped about this, called Blair Witch. I don't really know much about it.
Yeah.
I remember watching the film back in the day and getting incredibly bored at least halfway through, so I started reading a magazine. That made it better. And pretty much this game seems the same, which is sad. I played about an hour of it. I was walking around some woods with my dog, and I was like, go and look over there, dog, so he would. And then that was about it. It was incredibly boring and shit. Let's put it that way. Runs like balls as well. Really bad.
Right.
Yeah.
The twofer.
So think about, what was it, Outlast? That horror game? Was it Outlast? Yeah. So it's that kind of perspective kind of thing. You get out of your car, you walk around. That's the gist. And like the movement in that was quite clunky and not very nice. Like turning there was a lot of blur effects and stuff like that with the movement. And this is just the same. I'm not going to play it again. Because fuck that, really.
Absolutely.
I mean, maybe if I enjoyed those type of games, that's a lie, because I do enjoy a good walking simulator kind of thing. And I know I'm not one for horror, but I thought I'd give it a whirl, But no, it just wasn't engaging me enough. There was a lot of reading to do, which I'm not a fan of, but hey.
No.
Says the guy that a couple of weeks ago played through a whole game about reading, but hey ho.
Gibbons.
That was interesting though. I was intrigued. Whereas this, I am not. So Blair Witch, it's a bit shit. Obviously, I spoke about Sea of Thieves. Streamed it for 4 hours on Saturday, being quite pissed. We seem to be doing more of like this podcast approach, like slapdash kind of pirating. We're just raiding the fuck out of everything we see, leaving it on the boat until the very end of the night, which is, it's not a good idea, because if you get, bushwhacked by people, they're going to steal all your loot. I think the last point of the evening was we had, I don't know, like 40,000 gold worth of stuff on the ship, and then we're like, let's go and get that Reaper's chest, the one that makes your ship light up and everyone can see you. That was a good idea, so we did that, but it all turned out well in the end. We're taking this game a bit further. We had one moment. We were fighting a ghost ship. We hadn't taken one of these on before, so we're playing like a little 2-man sloop. It's a teeny tiny boat with 2 cannons on one either side, and these ghost ships are I don't know, there's like 8 skelly crew or whatever it is on there with loads of cannons. So we're like, let's fuck this shit up. So we fuck it up, and we're like, sweet, we're gonna get all the loot from it. And then literally it starts sinking, and then we get attacked by the Kraken, and we're like, oh, for fuck's sake. But then we take that down and get all the loot. It was fucking sweet. It was really good fun.
Nice.
Once again, it's a good game with your buddies. It's on Game Pass if you've got it, and it's alright. But the main game that I've been playing this week, buddy, like I said earlier, I've been doing some MMOing back in PC Town. Thought, might as well get back in there, see if it's changed. So installed Guild Wars 2. Played that for about 9 hours this week. Somehow staying up till like 2 in the morning most nights, because, I love a good fetch quest.
You certainly do.
Like you do, buddy. You love pressing that F button. I don't know. It looks fucking awesome on the new rig and the 4K monitor. Like it runs at 4K. Like out and about in the places, I'm getting 60 frames, no problems. Obviously, when I'm in like the thick of it, whenever there's like a massive like world boss battle, and there's like about 60 people running around like shooting sparks out of their fucking wizard sleeves. It drops frames, I'm not gonna lie, but I mean that those games do that because you put 60 characters or 100 people on a screen, it's gonna fucking shit the bed, really.
Yeah,
especially with a game that's like 7 years old. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's good fun. I've gone as a different race this time than I've played previously, so that's cool. I'm in a different area. Yeah, I mean just enjoying some of the story mode on it. We came up against probably my favorite NPC that I've ever experienced. This guy's name was Two Blades Pete, I think it was. Because he's got two blades, and I was like, "Whoa,
classic Two Blades Pete."
Yeah, I was like, "What about three blades? Do you reckon he's ever thought about having three blades?"
Oh, that's a stretch, isn't it? God.
But yeah, no, it just made me piss myself. Like, it was just every time that his name was mentioned, I was just like, oh my god, it was terrible. It was brilliant. I loved it. Fucking absolute ball bags. But yeah, cool. So yeah, I'm playing Guild Wars 2 now. I've learned way more about it. Trophy Addict's in the chat. He's like, Two Blades Pete, laugh my fucking ass off. Guy's a legend. So yeah, I'm just enjoying it, really, to be honest. Just getting some more use out of the PC at the moment. I've barely touched the PlayStation since I got the PC, but obviously it'd be weird if I didn't, I think, But hey,
yeah, you would hope that you make use of the thing.
Definitely.
Having built it and forked out. So yeah, makes
Gibbons.
Funny time to get back into Guild Wars 2 as well. So it's in the news somewhat this week.
I know. Crazy.
For the wrong reasons.
For some reason. Who knows why. Yeah. But yeah, hey ho.
Steer well clear of that. That's content that our podcast isn't really capable of dealing with. So I thought I'd just keep that one well away.
Yeah, I know. Right?
If you're interested in that, buddies, I'm sure a cursory search of Guild Wars 2 will tell you all you need to know about why that's in the news this week. But yeah. Oh, no, I'm glad you're getting usage, buddy, out of your new system. Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I've learned so much more this time round than I did last time, because, I don't know, I just paid more attention this time, I think. I mean, I think the first time that I played it, I didn't realise that you could just press R for a permanent run. I mean, you can just press that button and off you go. He's just running. That's nice. And you can do auto attack, not auto attack, but instead of constantly spamming your fucking one button to do your basic melee attack or whatever, just fucking does it for you. It's nice. And then you can work on all your other things. I'm playing as a necromancer. She is obviously got big titties like you do in MMOs. Standard stuff.
7th level mage. Yeah.
One day, buddy. One day. So there you go, buddy. That's me for gaming this week, which is quite a lot since I've only been back since Friday, which is good. So what have you been playing? Obviously, we won the game of won the game of buying games last week, didn't we?
We certainly did, buddy. We've been threatening to do it for some time. I've been waiting for this thing to launch on consoles for probably 2 years now. And finally it arrives. That is Bugbear's Wreckfest, originally titled Next Car Game.
Yep.
Spiritual successor to the Flat Out franchise, although not that last one that was made by some other dudes. Yeah. Kind of a Destruction Derby-esque game. Was very interested to see. I was interested about this in a lot of different ways. The first one being how would the base consoles handle that physics engine, because it's an incredibly demanding one. These Flat Out games and Wreckfest as well, very famous for having a physics-based engine that, properly simulates real life, in that if you hit a wall full of tires, they will all fire off in different directions and behave in a way that you would expect that to go in real life. And then the car models as well. Again, Bugbear famous for incredible levels of detailed damage on vehicles. So these things, think stock car racing, think Destruction Derby. You're talking, wheels falling off, the roof coming off, the whole thing being compressed to the size of a smart car, that sort of thing. And then the other thing that I was wondering was how much content there'd be here, based on the fact that this game did launch in alpha state like 3.5 years ago on PC.
Yeah, a long time ago.
They've been dishing out content for that thing for ages, and therefore there should be plenty of content here for a good console version. I'm very happy to report that for the most part, I think they've done a fantastic job here. The game is locked at 30. You would expect that. I mean, it's hard to run the thing at 60 on a fairly butch PC. So there's no way that the Xbox One and PS4 would be able to do that. But yeah, it's really fun. It runs at like a buttery 30 at least, and that kind of gives it a cinematic feel anyway. The handling model is really simmy, which is really cool. You wouldn't necessarily expect that if you were coming at this cold, having not played like a Bugbear game before.
Yeah,
you would expect there to be a very arcadey sort of feel to it, not much depth in terms of handling and so on.
Yeah.
But I'm happy to report that this thing supports a host of different wheels natively, has custom control setups for each of them, and a full-blown Project Cars-esque advanced wheel support and controller support screen to set up your saturation, your turn rotations, everything. It's all there for you, except the ability to set up custom buttons, which is utterly ludicrous.
Oh, really?
It's got almost everything you need, but no way of moving where the handbrake is.
Have you let them know that?
I haven't actually been in touch with Bugbear, no. But
buddy,
I should probably tweet them. I'm sure it'll come, but it's just kind of annoying at this point on the T150 that I've got. The handbrake is on circle, and it needs to be on R2, and it's just too far. It's just too far to. So I've ended up coming out of doing manual gears because it's too awkward to reach the handbrake and keep changing up and down.
Yeah.
But I've turned off all the assists, and it's so much fun, sliding about. They've got the physics to a fucking T, and loads of different surfaces, and they all feel different through the wheel, different levels of feedback, whether you're on gravel, tarmac, wood. It's got some amazing circuits and bowls. Just a huge selection of variety of tracks, from figure of eights with smash and bash 'em sections in the middle to
smash and bash 'em. Is that the terminology, whatever term it is?
It is the correct terminology, buddy. It's the
really
it's the smash and bash 'em.
That's right. You had me going there.
Absolutely. Give it that.
This guy knows his stuff.
You got, dirt tracks through pine forests. You've got a loop-de-loop in an arena, all sorts of stuff. And it's an absolute blast. And a huge range of different types of vehicle as well, all of which are upgradable in a Forza style, each individual component way, which means that as well as having your stock versions of each vehicle, you can have your souped up ones, and you can kind of choose what you want to use online. The career mode's fairly robust in that it's you pretty much your standard fare selection of different races and tournaments, but really fun, stupid stuff like riding about on a lawnmower, taking a school bus around a speedway, fucking Thunderdome. It's just really good. Tiny downsides, the lack of proper control mapping at the moment is an issue in my opinion, but would depend on what wheel you're using as to how much of an issue it is. There is not currently any way of creating private lobbies. So it's join a race from the hopper, and then everyone piles in behind you.
Okay.
And
Gotham
sometimes
style.
That's been tricky because by the time you get in there, the thing's filled up. Maybe you have to wait a couple of laps for some people to get wrecked and quit.
Oh, get wrecked, great.
Which is kind of old school,
sound like
sort of like Battlefield 1943 shit. But to be honest, it hasn't caused us a great deal of problems. And at first, I was pretty annoyed about the lack of private lobbies, but it's not the sort of game where you necessarily want just sort of 5 of you.
You need the carnage, buddy. Sure,
you need the carnage. There's 24 players, 16 players, depending on the sort of type of event, and they have separated the different modes into their own sets of servers. So if you want to do just banger racing all night, then you can go into one of those servers and it will only pick those
Classic
events.
banger racing.
Damn right.
You know.
All in all, it's a fucking great game. It's a RRP £35. There's a wealth of content there considering that. It runs real nice. It plays brilliantly, and we've had so much fun with it across the like 2 or 3 sessions. It's a brilliant addition to game night, and kind of a decent antidote to the precision of Formula One. The best thing you could possibly go to from a game where you have to concentrate on a night where you're drinking heavily.
Yeah, it's the whole yin and yang situation. I think it sounds fucking awesome, buddy. I can't wait to get stuck in on Friday night.
Gibbons beat. It's great fun. Really enjoying it, and be plenty more about that in the coming weeks as we get our teeth into it a bit further. Nice. Very brief shout out to Ash's cricket, your cricket,
cricket,
because I'm still playing it, which suggests that it's a really quite a decent game. I want the new one. I have decided Cricket 19. Yeah, and I tell you what, and this is a damning indictment on the fucking football video game industry, buddy. I think I want Ash's. I want Cricket 19 more than I want PES.
Wow.
2020. Because I just don't know if I'm willing to spend money on PES, which is essentially going to be the same as last year's game, but slightly slower with AI that works.
Talking about sports games and the iterations year after year, I saw a GIF today of Madden 20. And it was just like a free cam of the stadium, like with some crowd in it. And it looked to the bottom where, like, you know, where the billboards are. It said Madden 20. And then it looked up and looked at the billboards right at the back, like at the top of the stadium. Madden 19.
There you go.
I was like, fucking hell.
Well,
EA, mad skills. That's how much of an update that game was. So, yeah.
Waste of everyone's fucking time.
Oh, it's fucking terrible. Did you see the picture that I put in the Discord? Oh, that must have been a week or 2 ago. Of a guy with a crown saying, "I'm the dumbest man alive." And then there's a guy next to him who says, "I buy the same FIFA game every year." And then he's obviously on his knee giving him the crown saying, "You are clearly dumber."
Yeah, I've been playing a little bit of PES, this year's PES again, just desperately trying to find a giant leap forward of the new one, and it's just not there. Like, there's nothing that the new demo really offers over the old game in terms of like features, options, graphics, and so on. And there's talk of them completely like recreating Master League from scratch and all sorts, but you know it's bullshit. Like, you'll buy that game, it'll just be the same fucking game as before. Like, I don't know, man. It's just not that fun as they head towards simulation, which is a hilarious way of describing a football game. Like, simulating a sport by pressing fucking buttons on a controller. Like, that's not a sim. It never will be.
No, I know what you're saying.
But yeah, I don't know. Ash's cricket, I've been really enjoying, and
you're welcome.
I've done a lot more looking into this game now. It's by Big Ant Studios. They are the creators of the Dom Bradman series, buddy. So I've been playing a stealth Bradman game from the start.
Well played. I like it. I'm happy with that.
As great as the bowling and the batting is on Ash's cricket, the fielding is shite. There's just not enough. There's not enough like options. There's not enough. You can't dive. It's all very wooden. It's kind of annoying. They auto run, like all sorts.
Yeah.
The new game, there's so much there. Like, it's like a whole new fielding model. I must buy a bat and ball game. It's either Cricket 19 or it's the Show 19, which has dropped drastically with 20 coming out. One or t'other, but I must have a game where you get a ball and field, because I've always loved them, and really enjoying the cricket game. I've actually played 3 tests now, full-length tests.
Fuck it, now.
I'm playing
That's
through
incredible.
the actual Ashes. And I've turned the difficulty up as well. And there's a couple of different options for controlling the bowling and stuff. But I finally sussed the bowling properly. It turned out I didn't really know what I was doing before, and I'm now actually getting like proper swing with the speed bowlers and stuff. And it's just so satisfying, like actually getting that thing to turn and clip a fucking stump and get it past. Like it's because it's rock hard and it goes on forever. You know, you bowl like 700 times, and it's just I don't know, man. There's something cathartic about it. Obviously, the actual Ashes is on at the moment. That's probably got a bit to do with it, but all I can say is I would never have believed you had you said that I would get like 25 hours gameplay out of this frankly pile of shit. No, that's exactly what's happened. So there you are.
You're a big fan of a pile
I love
of
it.
shit,
It's
buddy.
great.
Yeah,
it's a great game.
Yeah.
Looks like dog shit. Finally, buddy. I've been playing Life is Strange 2, Episode 1. This spurred on somewhat by the fact that the missus was up for playing something with a bit of a story the other night. And also, they've added Episodes 2, 3, and 4 to Game Pass now. So there's a very good reason to play through it. And I've got all of them for nothing. So that's nice. Apart from, it's for my subscription fee, of course, buddy.
Obviously, buddy.
Money well fucking spent. So, I played like half an hour of this thing when it first came out, kind of bounced off it straight away in exactly the same way as I did the first Life is Strange, which, just like this game, was not for me.
It's not for you.
It's not for me, but I persevered with this with a little help from the missus, and I'm kind of really enjoying it now in exactly the same way as I enjoyed the first game.
First one, yeah.
It's really shocking, the beginning of this game. Like, the events that unfold to lead you to be on the run with your brother, it's genuinely like we were like basically me and the missus. You know, the way that we play games is the same way that we watch movies. We sit there and we take the piss out of them. I think that's
obviously the best way.
Probably what you're supposed to do. And we were giving it all the sass. We were fucking about. We were wandering about the house, taking the mick, and there's a lot of sort of cliche lines and so on. And then this thing happens before it cuts to like the proper first act, and we both just went completely silent, and it was just like fucking hell. So yeah, it's brave game making, and this is a cool game. If you like story based stuff, there's I think a little too much cutscene and dialogue here, and not maybe quite enough gameplay. But it's it's finding its feet. It's the first episode. They're setting the scene. So I don't want to judge it based on the episode 1. We're just about finished up on episode 1, moving on to episode 2. And some really cool nods to Life is Strange, the original, because although this is a completely different story, it's in the same universe. So there's a section where you're sort of traveling down the road and sort of there's like an Arcadia Bay memorial. And at the end of the first game, you can decide whether to sacrifice the town to save your friend or sacrifice your friend to save the town. And at the start of Life is Strange 2, it asks you what decision you made there. And then when you get to that stage in the game, either this town's just decimated, it's like a bomb hole, or it's just parked there absolutely fine. That's kind of cool. I've always liked stuff like that. But yeah, all in all, it's all about your relationship with your little brother, this teenager being kind of patient, even though this kid's like super annoying because he's just little and doesn't really understand what's going on.
Dumbass.
But it's not I don't find it like annoying. Like it's kind of realistic and it's well written. It's a good game. The game engines had a massive like upgrade in a way that Telltale rip in peace.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
they've released a new game where they've made strides graphically, buddy. I imagine,
like a video game company.
Yeah. So yeah, all in all, really enjoying it. Good fun. Nothing absolutely amazing at this point, and a distinct lack of music. One of the things I loved about Life is Strange.
Yeah, the first one was full of it, wasn't it?
There's like 2 like awesome songs in every episode of that thing. This one kicks off with a bit of Phoenix, which is a band that I really like, and that kind of sets the scene nicely. But then just a real lack of music like further on. Like there's some amazing moments in Life is Strange 1, like setting sort of transitional like gameplay and certain like traveling scenes and stuff to stuff like Crosses by Jose Gonzalez and, you know, Sufjan Stevens. That was a hell of a soundtrack in its own right, and that just doesn't seem to be present here. And again, it's only episode 1. They might get into their stride, but
that could change.
Bit of a mixed bag at this point.
Nice. That sounds good, buddy.
Gibbons. Yeah, I've been playing some games. So there you go. Unless you've got anything else, buddy, we should probably move into the news. And now it's time for the news.
Da news.
The news.
Da news.
The news.
Fucking news.
All right. Number one.
Number wang.
Number wang, number one, number wang. Before I even say number one, number wang, buddy, I feel it my duty to say, and obviously as like doing my job, I don't like to talk too much about customers that I have and stuff because it's kind of private and probably not really fit and proper. But what I do need to tell you is today I hired out a selection of camera and recording equipment to the dude who made Games Master. Like the original show Games Master. Yeah. And I was so fucking excited to speak to this dude. And he didn't just make Games Master, like he did like he basically was exec producer on like every decent video game show since like 1992, including like the stuff that used to be on like Bravo, game show with Rufus Hound from like 2004, 2005. Like he just has made like all good gaming programs ever, and I was kind of starstruck talking to him, and everyone else in the office was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?
What are you on about? Yeah,
who cares?"
You
but
dick.
Yeah, it's pretty
nerd.
Cool. So yeah, actual Games Master. But I spoke to a genius today because presumably he was one of the men who managed to get the late great Patrick Moore to agree to be a giant floating head that gave out tips on British television.
Obviously,
Mario. So yeah, there you are.
Dear. That's
number one. Number wang. Metro 2033, which is an excellent gaming franchise that doesn't work on the Xbox One. There's a movie on the way, and it's not a sort of Witcher-esque Netflix affair or an Amazon affair. It's not going to be on Sky Atlantic necessarily, buddy. It's not some sort of gritty Scandi flick picked up by the BBC, but in fact it's being made by the Russians. It's a Russian franchise. It's a Russian production. They're shooting in 2020. Dmitry Glukhovsky, who is the writer of Metro 2033, he is the exec producer on this and will be there on set making sure everything's good and proper. And
that makes sense.
I presume it'll be subtitled, which is exactly the right way to go, because as great as the games are, some of the voice acting can be a little bit corny because of the translation, I think. This thing could be super gritty and weird in a sort of
it's a horrible place
kind of way.
Metro, it's not very nice.
I'm excited about this, man. I think it could be something special, and so that's in production in 2020, and something to look forward to, perhaps.
Nice, that sounds cool, buddy.
Given. Number 2, DICE cancels Battlefield 5's 5v5 mode in order to concentrate on fixing all the bugs that are in that game, amazingly, despite the fact that it's been out for, it must be coming on a year now. And also because they want to release more content, more DLC content.
Yes.
So, yeah. I mean, surely the real reason that they're cancelling 5v5 is because there aren't 10 people playing that game. So there's absolutely no reason to have a mode in which 5 people can play 5 people.
They should just do one-on-one.
Just 1v1, and then even then you maybe if Kevin is online on a Wednesday evening, then perhaps you'll play him. But it's interesting that they're cancelling one of the modes they promised before they released that game to fix the game after launch, and also release more content that presumably you can spend money on rather than giving you the content you were promised in the first place. Make of that what you will. We will move on. It's the exciting news, buddy, that the Mega Drive versions of The Lion King and Aladdin, second mention of Aladdin in this week's show, are getting remasters, full remasters, coming out next month on consoles. Finally, confirming that the SNES version of Aladdin is not the best version of Aladdin. It's not getting a remaster of the Mega Drive. Superior
Doesn't
Mega
need
Drive
one because it
version.
looks so good, buddy. That's why.
Yeah. So there you go. Is that something that interests you, buddy? Playing remastered versions of the Lion King platformer and Aladdin platformer?
Why would it?
Well, I very much enjoyed both those games, especially the Lion King. I thought it was a wonderful platformer, the Lion King.
The main word in that was enjoyed. It's done. Past tense.
Well,
happy days.
Maybe. I'm kind of still on the eye out for platformers. So maybe that's got something to do with it.
Clutching straws at really old ones.
Release the fucking Celeste DLC, for shit's sake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Celeste is free on Epic Game Store at the moment. Get that while you can. I did.
Yeah. Do get that while you can, and also pop onto YouTube. There's a sort of half-hour documentary about the making of that game, and all the reasons why it feels so good. A sort of deep analysis of how the character jumps and lands and the control method. Really interesting stuff, like they added invisible frames on the end of all surfaces so that you can actually jump after you go off the edge to make it less frustrating and to allow them to make the levels more difficult and intricate, because it throws you a fucking bone at every turn. So you can damn well at least try and do these difficult levels. So
that's nice.
Really interesting, and also some interesting.
I was going to say, unlike Crash Bandicoot Remastered,
that thing was that was a fucking miserable experience. There you go. Anyway, remasters of those games, if that's something that you like the sound of, I kind of do. We'll see who's sort of. I need to know who's reviewing that when I read the review, because it's going to be so much nostalgia based that you can't trust anyone. But anyway, moving on to more interesting things. Annapurna Interactive, of among other things Edith Finch fame, Edith Finch being a fucking awesome game, What Remains of Edith Finch, they have announced a new game. It's an Irish graphic novel game. It looks pretty fucking amazing and very interesting. It's coming to PC and iOS in 2020. Very cool art style, genuine, like a diary, like proper line sort of animation and stuff. Very clever, like use of color palette and stuff. I hope this thing comes out on consoles afterwards as well. But yeah, as I said, Edith Finch was such a cool game that that's definitely going to be worth a look if you're a PC gamer, or if you've got some sort of iOS device that can hack it.
That's me,
Gibbons. So there you go. They're a fucking cool studio, buddy. They've made some good shit.
What?
Yeah. Next from me, there's some news on the gaming websites about Season 3 of Destiny 2, but I was unable to read it because there is literally nothing on Earth, material or otherwise, that I care less about. In fact, I was so bored as I started to read it, buddy. I fell into a deep sleep and woke up 3 days later. This is one of the reasons I haven't been up to much lately.
Quite the nap.
The only thing I remember of my dreams during that period was sitting cross-legged on the floor of a dingy, empty room, staring intently at an old black and white television showing a non-stop live stream of paint gradually drying on a wall. The room had small symmetrical windows at either end.
What colour was the paint?
It's indistinct colour of nothing of note. The only view out of each window in the room was an identical wall with paint gradually drying on there. Tacky, never quite dry, but sort of textureless and devoid of creativity, interest, or any reason to engage with it, like Destiny 2.
But Destiny 2 is a lovely place. It's gorgeous. The art style is amazing.
To my next bit of news.
There's loads of stuff about Destiny 2.
Remedy's new game Control is out, and it runs like fucking dog shit on the base consoles. Now, it's got great reviews because apparently it's a really good game, but
and it looks good with ray tracing.
It does look good with ray tracing. But yeah, it runs badly on the consoles. Remedy clearly either ran out of time or don't give a fuck about this because it's very obvious, as they released it anyway despite regular reported frame drops down as low as 11 frames per second on base consoles. Here's a direct quote from Remedy Games, buddy. These things do take time and don't happen at the press of a button.
Well, they do if you've got a PC. You can lower the resolution. You can change all kinds of settings on a PC. That's just pressing a button, isn't it?
That is just pressing a button. That's one of the reasons that there's an issue with that statement. The other one, of course, is these things take time, buddy, and that time is called development
time. Yeah, got you.
Before you release a game, where you make sure it works. And maybe that would have been a good idea, you cheeky cunts. I don't know. I'm just sort of spitballing.
You're going to release it on that console. You know, you've got to hit some kind of target of higher than 11 frames per second, I'd say.
I think Sony have definitely dropped a bollock here because they... one of the things we were very worried about, the updated, more powerful versions of the consoles came out, was
the Pro and the X,
that games would run really badly on the base models and no one would do anything about that.
Guess what, buddy? That's what happened.
That is what happened, but I would have expected that to happen semi-regularly, and it hasn't really happened very often at all.
True.
Because Sony and Microsoft have been pretty fucking diligent and basically said, look, we've sold 60 million PlayStation 4s.
Yeah.
The games better run properly on these. So I don't know how this has slipped through the net. I don't know. It makes me think that it's probably down to the dev rather than the publishers. I just wonder if... it's hard to say. It's impossible to say, but it runs terribly. It needs to be remedied, I would say, buddy. And yeah,
Maybe. Apparently, it's a really good game, though.
I've heard that it's an amazing game, and I really look forward to playing it. But I'm certainly not going to buy it now until I hear that it's fixed. So, and I would have done. I think I would have took a punt in the next coming weeks or so, but not now. So yeah, we'll keep you posted on that one, buddies. A couple more things from me. Overwatch is coming to Switch, so there you go. I'm sure it's going to be amazing that they managed to get that to run on the Switch.
How the hell did they get that running on the Switch?
Who can say? CD Projekt Red confirms that there will be multiplayer for Cyberpunk 2077, although it will come after release and after the first single-player DLC is released. So,
which is free.
So that'll be significantly after the game, time after the game launches, but multiplayer confirmed for people who are interested in that. So there you go. And finally from me, buddy, 2K Games NBA 2K20 has literal slot machines, roulette wheels, and one-armed bandits where you can win loot crates and you can pay for spins with in-game currency purchased with literal money.
Yes. Peggy seems... They say that it's all right, though, buddy.
Peggy's given it a 3+ age rating, claiming that it actually isn't gambling because you can't win real money, and people need to understand the distinction.
That's so true. It's not like it's teaching you the ways of gambling, though. But
No. And you can spend and lose your money on it.
But you can't win money on it, buddy. So you're just fucking spending money for spending money's sake, buddy.
Yeah.
Like you do.
3+ rating. Thanks, Peggy. Further proof that, unfortunately, this is going to have to be regulated by governments if anything's going to change. And I think 2K might be the worst. I think they might be worse than EA.
Yeah.
When it comes to loot boxes and stuff. I don't know. I'm just saying. Anyway, that's my news, buddy.
Yes.
Plenty of it. And time to hand over to you for my favourite section, and I'm sure the listeners as well. And that, of course, is Ash's News favourite things of the week.
Cheers, buddy. Absolutely fuck all about these couple of weeks because you've gone through it all, which has been nice. The only thing really, apart from all the obviously Destiny 2 news that I'm going to have to go through now. No, I will mention it because it has been news. That Destiny 2 is getting a battle pass kind of mode or scheme or whatever. So they're changing from their 3 seasons a year, which was the whole season pass last time, where you bought it and you got each season throughout the year, to a $10 a season, and that's tying in 4 seasons in a year. And there's 100 levels to rank up, and then obviously, you know, if you haven't got all your levels by the end of that season, you can buy levels as well. And they came out with some basic maths of you're gonna have to play like a minimum of 10 hours a week to do this. I'm just like, fuck off. Like, don't be cunts. Like, why would you do that? Obviously they need to make money, and the Battle Pass scheme has worked really well in other games, so they need money. So I'm guessing they're doing that, you know. They also mentioned the fact that content will be coming in and coming out of Destiny 2 as the seasons change. Much like Fortnite changes every season, they do it quite well. I don't believe that Bungie are going to do a good job with their seasonal content. I think it's going to be absolutely ball bags compared to, well, that's just from looking at this like year's season pass where I haven't even fucking touched it because it's just been shite, really.
And of course, Fortnite being a free-to-play game that can probably warrant and justify.
There's also that. Now,
sort of
obviously,
system.
you know, well, technically, Destiny 2 New Light's coming out in October, which is free to play, and you can do all the activities in there. The only things that you can't do is Shadowkeep, I believe, which is a DLC pack for it, and I think Forsaken isn't included as well, which was this year's, you know, DLC. So technically you can download it for free and just smash out the Battle Pass if you want, or whatever it's called. I don't really care. But yeah, it's not great news for people that really like Destiny. I mean, in my eyes, I think it's really shit. The fact that it's making you play the game. And if you don't play that game at that point, then you're going to miss out. Now, they did come out and say that, yeah, like 6 months down the line, the guns in that season will be rotated into the game anyway. So also, like, what's the fucking point of doing it now? I could just wait 6 months and get the gun. But I don't know. I feel like Destiny 2's on a very, very slippery slope.
Can't blame Activision anymore.
No, exactly, buddy. You can't blame them at all.
Now.
Yeah, they've come out and said that Shadowkeep's not going to be that big, which I'm very upset about. The fact that it's on the moon, which is a place that I've already played in Destiny 1. Obviously, that's just been like re-skinned, as it were, and added to. So that's not great. There's only going to be like between 6 and 10 missions to do. I really like the story in Destiny. I think there's a lot of cool lore there and interesting characters now that they've kind of fleshed it out a lot more in game. Obviously, not in fucking Grimoire cards or whatever it was back in the day. So yeah, it's a bit sad. I mean, I'm gonna pick up Shadowkeep because I want to do the story. But I don't think that I'll be picking these seasons up through the year. So yeah, oh well, it is what it is anyway. Lastly, on my news buddies, if you are a PC gamer and you're a massive fan of Ubisoft for some reason, you can get a free month of Uplay Plus right now on the Ubisoft website. Now, this went live yesterday, and I tried signing up a minimum of 10 times. Each time it failed miserably. I believe now it is fixed, and you can sign up for it. But obviously, buddies, this is a subscription service that you are signing up to and getting a free month at the beginning. So if you sign up for it, just remember to fucking cancel that thing straight away. Otherwise, you're paying an extortionate £13 a month for, let's say, some mediocre games.
I think that's being very kind. Absolutely, buddy. Yeah.
I know. I tried not to be too harsh.
Yeah, no, I think that was pretty measured considering they absolutely ballsed the release of something that no one asked for or cares about. So yeah, like
mainly I'm just gonna do this month trial just so I can play the shit out of Trials.
Gibbons, yeah, get your fill, get in and get out.
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get in, I'm gonna absolutely smash it, and then be like, "Thanks, guys. See you later."
Cheers, guys.
I have got an invitation to the what's the new Recon Breakpoint? Is it?
Yeah.
Or is it really? Isn't that old film that got remade? Breakpoint? Was it Breakpoint?
Point Break.
Point Break. There you
Yeah.
go. Yeah. So I if there's no NDA on it, I can finally talk about how that game was. But obviously, I'm not allowed to talk about it now because I'm still under NDA, unfortunately. But yeah.
No.
But let's just say I probably won't be buying that game this year. Let's see.
No, that's fair. That's you're not basing that on anything. That's not giving.
No,
anything away.
That's just a statement because I'm poor.
You've got a strict budget and you're going to stick to it, buddy. And
did you say a drink budget? Because yes, I do have a drink budget. It's a minimum of 6 a day.
Gibbons. It's got to be done.
Indeed, buddy. So there you go. Not a lot of news. But yeah, I've been in a field for a week and the internet's been really shit.
That can happen.
Gibbons, buddy.
Oh, well, thanks very much, buddy. Thanks for your news. That was your news. Before that, of course, was my news. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was the news. And now it's time for Out This Week.
And that's out this week. What's this,
Certainly
golden release time or something?
Well, I think it could be classified as that because of the Well, the thing is, it's golden release time in traditional terms because of all the AAA titles that are coming out. It just happens that I don't care about those games anymore, and therefore, to me, fucking irrelevant. We'll start with Games for Gold and PS Plus, just because we weren't here last week.
That's true.
You may know about these already, but we're just, fucking tick all the boxes anyway. So Games for Gold, pretty decent to be honest. Hitman, whole of the first season, is on Games for Gold.
Bit
absolute
late.
Fucking beautiful. Cheeky little thing there.
Quite old, would say.
It's quite old, but it's a lot of content. It's very good.
And also one of my favourite games of all time, buddy.
Exactly.
According to episode 100.
Tekken Tag Tournament 2, also. And then you've got We Were Here, and you've got Earth Defense Force 2025. So it's kind of a mixture. You got your fighter, you got your stealth game, you got your shit games. But yeah, it's
mix
it's
it together. Games for Gold.
Absolutely, and again, more and more the case that Microsoft very much focusing on Game Pass, more and more additions to that service all the time. So Kingdom Come Deliverance being one of them that I'm looking forward to.
I know, I'm pissed, but also fair dues, because like the Humble Bundle that I bought like a month or so ago was Surviving Mars and Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm like, well, they're both on fucking Game Pass now. Brilliant.
Given everyone needs to get an Xbox. So
that was a waste of £10. Maybe we'll give them away. I think I've used the Kingdom Come Deliverance code though.
Yeah, maybe we'll work it out.
Bro.
PS Plus, obviously already available to you when you listen to this. Darksiders 3, which was a massive flop, and Arkham Knight, which is the fourth and worst of the Arkham series. So still well rated, Arkham Knight. But
just a quick thing about Arkham Knight. Obviously, that's Batman, yeah.
That's Batman. Yep.
So at work, there's this Polish guy. He was talking about Batman, and he's like, Batman. I'm like, Batman?
Batman.
He's like, yeah, Batman. I'm like, Batman?
Fucking
He's like,
Batman.
yeah, Batman. I'm like, don't you mean Batman? He's like, yeah, Batman.
Batman.
So obviously
be
the joke of Batman is now,
Batman and the Joker.
Yeah.
Batman and Arkham
Sounds
Knight.
like a good band.
Yeah, it's a Rocksteady game, this. So, but, if I was going to play any of these games, then I presumably would have done already. And I haven't, so I won't. And I had Arkham Asylum, and that was supposed to be the best one, really.
I think I had that as well, and no.
Well, not for me, Jeff. Not for me.
I don't know if it's Batman or what, but I'm just not a fan.
Yeah. Roger Batman.
Fucking episode 100 Pokemon or Nokemon. Fucking Jagtard and Batty Chap.
It was Batty Chap, famous Pokemon.
Batty chap, yeah.
There he was.
Fuck me. If anyone listens to this podcast now and hasn't listened to episode 100, I recommend listening to it, but just skipping the bits where we talk about games and the news, because that's all bollocks. But just hit the main points in that show.
Yeah,
and,
the specials.
Just enjoy it, really. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally in tears in the car on the way
We've got to
home.
do 250 next.
Oh, shit. All right.
25 episodes away.
Oh, I've got to make up some more Pokemon names, I guess, then.
Gibbons, 250 is going to be a big one.
Jacktard.
So, golden release time, you say? Well, sort of. eFootball Pro Evolution Soccer 2020 arrives with us this week, buddy, on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. I would love to get a detailed review of that game before making a purchase, so that I can kind of be informed. That isn't going to happen, of course, because all reviews are just fucking puff, like, mood pieces now that don't tell you anything about game modes or anything like that, or that the AI just crosses the ball in along the ground from the wing, one touch into the middle of the box and scores over and over again, or that every tackle is a foul. None of that really is mentioned in reviews, and so I'm probably going to struggle in that department, buddy. But for better or worse, that game's out this week alongside Gears of War 5. Gears 5.
Ooh.
That's arriving on Xbox One and PC. That is on Game Pass on launch day. So,
which is tomorrow if you've got Ultimate, I believe.
Tomorrow if you've got Ultimate, and
Monday? I don't know when
it's
it
the
is.
10th. Tuesday the 10th.
So that's Tuesday, yeah.
So yeah,
I've got it downloaded and installed, ready to play, buddy. I can't wait.
I could do that. I don't know if I will, but I could. Also, Greedfall arrives on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. This is a sort of an action RPG. Looks kind of B-movie-ish, but quite interesting. It's got a fantasy medieval thing going on. It's it looks quite interesting in a sort of way you look at a game, you're like, that looks really cool, and it'll probably be shit. It's kind of like that. So might be worth a look if you're into your action role playing. Greedfall out this week on consoles and PC. Also, Borderlands 3 arrives.
What? Oh, what the Borderlands 3?
See what I'm talking about with this goldeny period, buddy? This little shower.
The gold, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Goldeny period shower.
Period shower. Borderlands 3 arrives on PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, and PC. I mean, if that's something that you're interested in, then that's out this week, buddies. So you perhaps want to buy that and play it.
See, I am excited and I do want to play it, but I don't want to buy it.
Right. I mean, you're really at odds with yourself there, buddy. You've got an internal crisis there that you're going to have to kind of come to terms with and resolve.
I'm fine with it. I'm all right. I'm just going to wait.
Fair enough.
I'm just going to wait and buy it later. I'm not in a rush. I've got a massive MMO that I'm going to end up chucking 4 months of my life into.
I am not convinced.
For no reason.
I'm not convinced that the gearbox that made Borderlands 2 still exists.
And 1.
So the capacity
1 and 2
they can create a Borderlands 3 and that game be funny and very playable and very special in the same way that Borderlands 2 was.
Yeah, I know.
That's not just because I'm not especially interested. I'm not trying to piss on everyone's chips. Like, that's awesome if you're up for it. Like, it's long anticipated, and I hope it's brilliant. But I'm just not sure it will be.
I know. And I think I'm in the same boat, especially after, was it the Handsome Jack collection or whatever we got? When I know it wasn't them that made it, but
the pre-sequel,
it was such a letdown. That game.
It was a bit boring.
It was just, it didn't have the same humor. They introduced some fucking breathing mechanic. I'm like, no, you did bad here. And then they made that whatever game it was, that really shit one. What's the game called? The shit one. I'm explaining this really well.
Aliens, Colonial Marines.
No, it was that MOBA kind of game.
Oh, yeah. I can't even remember what that's called.
Wankfest.
It might have been Wankfest. Battleborn.
There you go, Battleborn, yeah. I had hopes for that, and that was the worst game that I've ever played, I think.
All I want to say is, since Borderlands 2 launched in 2011, Gearbox has made Borderlands Legends on iOS, Aliens Colonial Marines. Right. They've released the Handsome Jack collection. Then they've made Battleborn. And that's it. So,
bit shit, really. Oh, they did Borderlands VR as well, didn't they? Or did someone else do that?
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. I hope it's good. I really do. I think I'm more interested in their collaboration with Beavertown Breweries for a selection of beers.
Yeah, me too, buddy.
The actual game itself. But one word.
Are they going to be overpriced as well?
They certainly will be. They all are. I looked at. They had some Gamma Ray, a 4-pack Gamma Ray in Sainsbury's, 3 30ml cans, $7.99.
Fuck off.
£8 for 4 330ml cans.
That's ridiculous.
I mean,
suck a dick. Really,
that's a lot of money.
For beer, buddy.
It's quite a lot of money in the supermarket. They're very nice, though. Anyway, NASCAR Heat 4 arrives on PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I feel like we need a NASCAR game.
I'm up for a NASCAR game. Once I've got my cricket game. From the Don Bradman boys. And NHL 20 also out this week. So in terms of your AAAs...
I love NHL.
You got PES, Gears, Borderlands, NHL. They're all AAA games and they're all out this week. For better or worse. So yeah, there you go. Possibly things to spend your hard-earned on, buddies. And I'm sure that trend's going to continue. We're really into the fucking swing of things. The kids are back at school. Christmas is on the way. I'm hoping it's going to be a triple tree year in this house. I've had 2 the last couple of years, and hoping to get a tree in the bedroom this year as well.
Nice. Spice it up a bit. Like it.
Yeah, but before that, there's games to buy, and that's what's available right now, buddies. That was out this week.
Nice.
And now it's time for Fuckwit Corner.
Has he got any questions, buddy?
Funk says this. Picked up Kingdom Come Deliverance. By the way, he picked up Kingdom Come Deliverance on PS4. I then mentioned that it was free on Game Pass. He forgot that Game Pass wasn't PS Plus and immediately started being like, what the fuck? And then realised, no, it's not PS Plus and he's fine.
That's fine.
He picked it up for like 15 quid, which seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, no, that's a good price.
And Funk says this, what a game. Freaking hard from the start. Doesn't help you out much. And you start off as a mecha spaz. But really something to get balls deep into, I think. And then he says in brackets, I haven't played God of War again yet. Well, that's fine, buddy.
I took a year break from God of War and then finished it, kind of thing.
And I took about 7-8 months before I properly got into it. So, yeah. And if you don't get into it, buddy, then that's fine as well, because I've got my fun
mentally retarded. Oh, sorry. Is that not where we're going?
No, I was just going to say I'm not really fussed if he plays it or not, because I have and I loved it.
Yeah, it's me too.
I hope he goes back to it based on the fact that he spent money on it, and it's brilliant. But we'll see. So anyway, that's Funk, and I definitely need to play some Kingdom Come Deliverance, because
me too, buddy.
Sounds like some sort of hillbilly Skyrim to me, and I kind of want a piece of it. So there you go. Thanks very much, Funk. And now it's time for JfG Street Beat.
Street Beat.
We want to know.
Get on the show.
Get on the show. And I just wanted to pop this little exchange in, buddy. This is from the Discord. Of course, you can join the Discord by heading to www.thejfgpodcast.co.uk, where you'll find a link to the Discord. And you can...
you could watch this live on twitch.tv.
We'll have it now.
Click on the icon below.
Fucking YouTube, we're on there as well. And beam.fucking.pro, aka Mixer.
I believe we're on Mixer. I don't know. I haven't been on that for
cares?
Fucking ages, to be honest.
I mean, it's just
really
Ninja and then a load of cunts in it. There's nothing else going on Mixer. So,
yeah, I believe so. Don't know.
Just relentlessly streaming Fortnite for his whole life. Just streaming. Just gonna keep playing that same game. Keep playing Fortnite just for
he knows that map
12 hours a
back
day.
in his hand.
Just keep playing Fortnite.
Just keep playing.
Keep pumping hours
but
and hours into a game that doesn't really have the actual reasons to go back to it, but you just keep playing anyway.
But he didn't make it into any of the major tournament finals.
No.
Weird that.
It's strange. Yeah.
Very strange. You think if you played a game for like that long every day, you'd be really good at it? Like,
maybe
the best.
I don't know. Yeah.
No.
I think I could play F1 for, and that'd be the only thing I do for the next 10 years, and I still wouldn't top any of the leaderboards. So,
I reckon you should try it.
Well, I did have a go, see how good I actually am on that game, because I was kind of egged into getting in the Merc and popping in some time trial laps. So I went around Silverstone in the Mercedes, and I'm around 6,500, something like that. I think there was like 110,000 registered times on the leaderboard, so that puts me like quite high. But quite annoyingly, you can't set the leaderboard up to only be people with like no assists or whatever. So there's like hundreds of people above me who are using like auto gears.
The assists.
It seems a bit,
That's fucking.
You make your choice,
mind you. It is Codemasters.
It is. It is. You don't. Get
it's kind of what they do. You don't. Yeah. It's shut up or shut up, really.
Either way, like top 10,000 around some of those circuits. Pretty happy with that.
Bud, that's fucking sweet.
No bad. So yeah, here's a little exchange between Mike Strider and
Mike Strider
and JJ.
Both long-term listeners, by the way.
Very much so. Been with us since nearly the very beginning, and lovely to have them.
It amazes me that they're still here.
They love a bit of it. Why not, buddy? Yeah.
I don't know.
Gibbons. So I just took a little. This is really in the chat section, so I don't like to draw from this too much because we've got sort of a specifically like street beat section and stuff. But I just found this very, very funny. So this is Mike who says, "Is the topic this week video games? If so, I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege. It's still jolly good fun. However, the community is full of raging douchebags."
Classic.
Which leads to my question. How do you handle raging 12-year-olds that don't shut up? And luckily for Mr. Strider, buddy, JJ came to his aid here with some sage wisdom, the likes that only JJ can dish out. He says this. Shoot the face. Don't say anything. You just keep shooting in the face till the problem goes away. It may get worse before it gets better. Just shoot the face till it dies or you get bored.
I mean, immediately I was like, he's absolutely right.
Like, code to live by, buddy.
Yeah.
It's one of the most poetic things I've heard in years. Just shoot the face.
But then after about, a couple of minutes of like letting it sink in, I was like, that's very American, isn't it?
just shoot the face. To be honest, from now on, when I stumble upon troubles in my life, in my job, my job of hiring out cameras to people, or wandering around my Ponzi town full of people with their children called Rupert and Tabitha. If I do run into any problems, then I'm gonna think back to JJ's wisdom, and I'm just gonna think, just shoot the face. Don't say anything.
No,
just keep shooting in the face till it dies. Yeah. So there you go. Thanks so much for that, guys. That's beautiful, beautiful wisdom. And you're only going to get that sort of fucking wisdom from the JfG podcast.
It's brilliant. I love it.
So I think that'll about do it, buddy, for episode 225. And it's good to be back. Been a cheeky old show. And yeah. How'd you feel about things? Fucking, you all right?
I'm all right, me, bud. Yeah, I enjoyed the pod once again. Had a chat with my buddy. Talked about video games and general shit. It's kind of what we do on a weekly basis if we're about. I don't know what we're going to do now, though. I've got my PlayStation here all set up, which is nice. So
lovely. Well,
probably go on that and have a look at a sale. I think there's a new one today.
Well, that does sound like tradition, buddy. So I'm with you on that. I think we should probably fucking go and do that. Thanks so much for listening, everyone. We'll be back next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He has been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.